Yeah, it's fine, Ravi. I'm connecting now.
Great. So Archana, are you clear with these modeling aspects, right? Attribute view, analytical view, and analytical calculation view and all.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe tomorrow what I do is that I'll plan for an wholesome exercise, end-to-end exercise. Okay. The end-to-end exercise in the sense, two things. We'll take a perfected database, that eFashion what you are working, right? That the eFashion database or FoodMart database will take, okay, that as a source. Use BODS to make sure that you are replicating everything into this particular HANA database in the form of this particular catalog. That is the first thing. Okay. Once that catalog is created, then what we need to do is that we need to come up with a full-fledged modeling package. Full-fledged modeling package. Okay. What exactly is that full-fledged modeling package? It contains all the attribute views. Okay. It should also contain all the analytical views. Analytical views in the sense, I mean to say something like a star schema with one fact table basically. Star schema with one fact table. Okay. Then all the analytical views, and the next thing what you are expected to have is the calculation views. Okay. Provided if you want to drill across multiple facts at the same time. Drill across. When you want to drill across in the sense, I want to get the details of your product balances, okay, based on your sales as well as based on your stock in hand with respect to the inventory. I want to get that particular information all together. Okay. So that particular exercise you are expected to, you in the sense both the people are expected to do in that particular scenario. Okay. Now assume that you have your modeling packages that are created. Okay. Assuming that you have your modeling packages that are created, and how should we utilize that particular modeling activities? How should we utilize that particular modeling aspects? That is a point that we need to discuss. Right? Actually, you are following right what I am saying. You have your content that is created in the form of this particular package. Okay. And what are the content that you have created in this particular package is expected to be coming as column views in the form of which package here? It is in the form of this particular sysbac. This is the place where it is expected to come. Now the question is that what next? Is it that we are going? Is it that we are doing this particular modeling aspects only from this particular HANA point of view, or else is it that we need to utilize this particular views what you have created? These are the two aspects what we need to work on. Okay. The answer to that particular question is your integration of your HANA with respect to the reporting aspects, right? The integration of HANA with respect to the SAP business objects, or else with respect to the SAP BI platform basically. SAP BI platform. Okay. So that's why the only tool that is there in the industry, okay, which is having the capability of utilizing the information that is present in your HANA database is nothing but your SAP business objects. Okay. So when I say something like SAP business objects, that is not only one tool, okay, that is trying to cater the needs of the people. There is not only one tool that is trying to cater the needs of the people. It is many basically. It is many in the sense when we talk about business objects, it is nothing but a suite. It talks about dashboards. It talks about dashboards. It talks about crystal reports. It talks about View Explorer, as well as it talks about the multi-dimensional reports, as well as it talks about your web intelligence rich client. It talks about your web intelligence rich client. Okay. So from the business objects point of view, what happens is that HANA is also one database where your information is stored. But The main difference where your information is stored is in one form. What is that form is the main place where your information is stored is in one place. Okay, that particular information is not stored in your secondary storage, but it is stored in the main memory system itself. Main memory in the sense in the RAM itself, your data is already existing. That is the thing that we need to understand. Okay, when we talk through business objects for this particular HANA information basically. Okay, that is the thing that we need to understand. Okay, coming back to this particular business objects point of view, okay, let me tell you. So, Archana, business users are technical people or functional people? Business users.
Functional.
Business users in a particular people are totally functional in nature, right? They have the domain knowledge, but they don't have the technical knowledge. So that's why in one place you're going to have the business users that exist. Business users that exist. Okay. In another place, what you're going to have is that you're going to have this technical database. Technical database. What this database will understand basically? What this database will understand? Here, what are the things you're having here? You're having something as the tables, we have the views, okay. Maybe you can have something as the procedures. When I say something as the procedures, Shyam and Archana, you remember, when you are trying to create your calculation views, there are two ways in which you can try to calculate those calculation views. Archana, can you please tell me what are the two methodologies we can use for creating that calculation views?
Methodologies in the sense?
Two types of ways, two different ways.
No, Ravi, I'm not getting your question.
Actually, there are two ways in which you can create the calculation scripts, right? Calculation views. One is with the help of your graphical modeling. You can,
graphical. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Graphical way you also can do, and second thing is that with the help of the SQL script also you can create that particular script. That was there, right? Basically.
I just forgot that part. Yeah.
Those particular things are called as the procedures, what we call here, right? Procedures and functions. Procedures, what we call. And one more thing is that if you are from SAP BA background, you are expected to have something called as the views that exist. Sorry, cubes that exist here. Cubes that exist. Okay. So when you talk about any technical database, the technical database contains these particular things. It contains the tables, views, and the procedures, or else it can have the methodology of working with respect to this particular cubes. Okay. These particular cubes, what you are having here, will understand only one language. That language is nothing but your MDX language, which is nothing but the multi-dimensional scripting, what we call, Archana here. Okay. But these particular things, what you are having here is called something like we call this one as SQL only. It will understand SQL. It will understand only SQL. It understands only MDX. Okay. The OLAP databases that supports this particular MDX is what is called as MOLAP. Have you heard about this term, Shyam? MOLAP structures.
Yeah, maybe once.
It is nothing but a multi-dimensional OLAP. That means that if your OLAP is, if your analytical information is present in the form of your multi-dimensional structures, okay, then we call such a type of databases as MOLAP databases. Okay. But if your OLAP information is present in the form of the relational tables and views, then what we do is that we call such a type of OLAP as ROLAP, which is nothing but your relational OLAP. Relational OLAP. These are the two things. Okay. Suppose if a particular reporting tool supports both ROLAP and MOLAP, if a particular reporting tool supports both ROLAP and MOLAP, then what we do is that we call such a type of OLAP as HOLAP, which is something like hybrid OLAP, what we call here, hybrid OLAP. That means that any reporting tool, okay, is having the capability of, please follow carefully, any reporting tool is having the capability of either talking to the MOLAP databases with the help of MDX, okay, they also has the capability of talking to the relational databases through SQL. Okay, so such type of tools are called as MOLAP tools basically. Okay, but also let me tell you one thing. If you are creating an attribute view in the case of modeling in HANA Studio, then the type of language what you use is nothing but your SQL. Okay, but in case if you are creating an analytical view, okay, the type of view what we use for the purpose of the type of language what we use for communicating with respect to the HANA database is something like MDX we use. So that means that HANA is also having the capability of storing the information both in the form of relational structures as well as it can also have the capability of storing the data in the form of the multi-dimensional structures also.
Ravi? Did you lose your audio, Ravi?
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now can you hear me right, Archana?
Yeah.
Sham?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, I
what
can
I'm
hear you now.
trying to say is that our database is a hybrid database as well as our reporting tool is also a hybrid reporting tool which talks to the databases through SQL along with your MDX also. Okay, and as such, even though we are using MDX or else you are using a SQL, okay, we are not expected to master this particular SQL and MDX. Why? Because it is the beauty of your business objects that depending on the mode of database objects it is talking, depending on the mode of database objects it is talking, okay, it will have the capability of generating these two types of scripts, either SQL scripts or MDX scripts automatically on its own basically. Okay, so Archana, if you remember, in the last couple of sessions, when myself and Shyam are conversating in Telugu, what you have told?
I don't understand.
We were talking in Telugu at some point of time, right? If you remember.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was not able to understand the Telugu.
And then you asked us to repeat in English, right? The same thing.
Yeah.
Here also we are having two modes of communication. Business users are totally functional in nature, okay, as well as this technical database is totally technical in nature which understands only SQL, and these people doesn't understand SQL, whereas this one doesn't understand the functional language, okay. So both cannot communicate directly with each other. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Both cannot directly communicate with each other. So in between, what we are expected to have in between?
The
See,
universe.
these people are functional. These people are functional. Whereas these people are totally technical in nature. So that means that when they want to communicate, okay, you need to have a translator in between, okay. You need to have a translator layer in between, okay, that understands both the two technical, but that understands both the two aspects. One is nothing but the functional aspect, and second thing is nothing but the technical aspect, okay. So for that particular purpose, the business objects has provided one type of techno-functional layer. Business objects has provided one type of techno business objects is provided by type of techno-functional layer, and this techno-functional layer, what it does is that we call this one as universe. Very, very important. Universe. This is what is the universe, okay, that is going to play a very critical role, okay, for the purpose of enabling the business users queries, to be converted into your SQL or MDX queries, and thereby trying to report the data in whatever form that has been required by the users. So such a type of translator tool is nothing but your universe. That particular universe is called as nothing but the techno-functional layer in the case of business objects. Archana, Shyam, any questions?
No, really.
This is what is the universe that is expected to be created here. Okay, so that's why what we can say is that business objects is going to be an enterprise reporting tool. There is one type of reporting called as self-service reporting. Anybody can tell me what is the purpose of this self-service reporting? What do you mean by this self-service reporting?
I don't know really.
Self-service reporting means, suppose when you go to the hotel, okay, we do the self-servicing, okay, there won't be any bearers over there. We need to take our material stuff and then we need to consume something of that sort. We need to place in the same place. Here also, self-service reporting means the business users or the client stakeholders, okay, should have the privilege of creating their own queries as well as creating their own reports, okay, without depending on the development team for the purpose of creating the reports, okay. Such type of reporting is called as self-service reporting here. That means that in case if I'm a functional user, or else in case if I'm a business user, let me not depend on Archana for creating the report for me, okay. Let me try to create my own query and then start generating the report on my own. So such type of reporting is called as the self-service reporting, where through business objects, these business users can directly talk with the databases for the purpose of creating such a type of queries, and that is possible with the help of this layer. That layer is going to be your universe, which is nothing but the techno-functional layer. Okay.
So Ravi, is it thing as ad hoc reporting?
It is something like an ad hoc reporting, yeah. In Cognos, we call that one as an ad hoc reporting, and in the case of business objects, we call that one as a self-service PI. Self-service PI. Okay, that is the thing what we need to understand in this particular case here. Okay, and based on this one, let me talk about here. Your architecture and business objects is going to be there in 3 layers here right now. Okay, first thing is that you're going to have the presentation layer. Okay, the second layer what we talk about here is going to be your application layer. The third type of database what you are writing is nothing but your database layer. 3 types of layers you are writing here: presentation layer, second one is the application layer, and third one is the database layer that exists. So for us, what is going to be the database layer here? For us, what is going to be the database layer here?
HANA database.
HANA database, yes. HANA database is going to be your database layer. But again, when you see back, you're going to have your ETL layer that exists, ETL or SLT layer that exists, SLT layer that exists. Okay, when we go down, you're going to have something like your databases. What again, the database layer is there. Okay, what is the database layer here? This database layer is nothing but your SAP ECC. Okay, this is what is called as the flat file. This is what is called as a flat file. This might be something like SAP BI. That is nothing but, sorry, SAP BI in the sense BW, Business Warehouse. Okay, we can have something like non-SAP systems also that exists as a part of this case, right? Non-SAP system that exists as a part of this case. This part is done. Trying to replicate the data from your database systems into this particular database layer is done. Now here we are having this particular part. See, when I say you something like an architect role, you are expected to have a complete grip on what exactly is happening through all these particular layers here, right? Right from this place till this particular presentation layer in this case here. Presentation layer here. Okay. So based on this one, let us see what exactly is this application layer and what is the presentation layer. So Sham, if you remember, you always talk about WebAI like that you talk about, right? Recently. I want to use something like web intelligence. Okay. The place where you are using the web intelligence is the place where you are talking about web intelligence is the place where you can have the option of creating your business queries. Where you can have the option of creating your business queries. Okay, so I'll pass on this particular business query to your application layer here. I'm going to pass on your business query to your application layer here. This is the place. Once I pass on this particular query to the business layer, what happens is that your business query is converted into your either your SQL query or your MDX query. But because I told you, right, in the application layer, you are going to have the techno function layer. The technical function layer is nothing but the universe that exists. Okay, where the business queries are supposed to be converted into the SQL queries. Archana, you are following, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Business queries are converted to the SQL queries, but where they have to be executed? They have to be executed in this particular HANA database. So I pass on this SQL to this place here. I pass on this SQL to this place. Pass on to this SQL to this place where here what happens is that execution of SQL or MDX takes place. Please remember, HANA is having the capability of both executing your SQL queries along with your what are the other queries here? MDX queries also. Execution of SQL or MDX queries takes place. Execution of your SQL queries or MDX queries takes place in this case. Then what is going to happen here? You are going to pass on the results to this particular business layer, application layer. Why? Because application layer is the place where you are going to have the results. We get the DB results here. Once you get these particular DB results, then what we'll do is that we'll process the data to whatever extent it is required. Process the data.
Ravi, what's the BQ? What's under application layer? What do you have for BQ?
BQ, see, this business query is passed to this particular application layer where this business query is converted into your SQL query or MDX with the help of this particular universe sham here.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so you are going to process that and the deep results are there and the results will be given back to this layer. Okay, the results are given back to this particular layer, okay, in the form of final report or response. Final report or response.
So Ravi, when you look at MDX statement, does it look like a plain SQL statement or how?
No. It doesn't look like a plain SQL statement. Why? Because MDX structures are hierarchical structures basically. Hierarchical structures. Okay. Where we try to use the terminology of parent, node, child, first level, second level, third level, get the successor, get the predecessor. Okay. We talk about something like siblings. Okay. That particular terminology what we talk about. There won't be any select, insert, update, delete statements. That won't be there basically in that one.
Okay, so what tools generate MDX versus like
Business
sometimes there
objects
is
itself will, let me show you the architecture if that is the case.
okay.
Business
Because
objects tool, yeah, tell me.
I do hear it quite a bit, but I am not 100% sure exactly when does MDX driver or when does anything process using an MDX driver versus straight SQL or ODBC.
Business objects itself is having the capability of generating your sorry, not this one. Business objects itself is having the capability of generating your either your SQL queries or MDX queries, okay, depending on the type of database what you are targeting basically, okay. But HANA is having the capability of connecting to that, executing those particular, HANA is having the capability of executing those particular, what we can say, the queries in this one here. You are seeing, right? MDX engine. In the HANA, this is what is your IMC, right? In memory computing engine, where you are having MDX engine is separately there, which is responsible for the purpose of executing your MDX queries. But who is responsible for generating the SQL queries, MDX queries, depending on the business objects. Business objects tool generates the MDX queries, okay, and the execution of your MDX queries is the responsibility of your HANA in memory computing engine. Does it make sense with you?
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much everything from Universes is an MDX query. It's not a SQL. MDX is the Universes. The HANA gets the request from a Universe in the form of an MDX query, not through SQL.
See, if you are, that's what I'm talking about. If you are trying to put your queries on the attribute views, okay, business objects will generate the SQL. Okay, if you are trying to put your queries on the analytical views, then it is going to be MDX.
Okay, got it. Because MDX is multi-dimensional, analytical views are multi-dimensional normally, and attribute views are relational, right? Okay.
Attribute views are relational, exactly. That is the reason we generally do this one. Archana, how about you? Is it clear to you now?
Yeah, Ravi.
Okay, so this is what is happening here in this particular case. Let me come back to the architecture once again. So the final report is going to be given in the form of the report like this. It's going to be given in the form of the response document. Okay, again when you see this particular architecture, where is that one? When you see this particular architecture here, there are so many tools that are there here, right? So many tools. Ashna, you had something to eat or directly come and then sit in the session, something of that sort?
Directly I'm sitting in the session. I removed my shoes and I came here. That's what I'm very tired.
Is it the same case every day or it is only for today?
No, every day I would have at least 15 minutes, like I can eat something, I can munch on something, but today I just entered.
See, kids like Archana are competition for us.
Why?
The reason I have to work 16 hours is to keep up with people like you. Otherwise, somebody in India will be replacing my job for 1/10 of what I make. But I'm afraid how many days I can keep up.
You're seeing here, right? You're having MS Excel, you're having dashboard design tool, you have your BA for Explorer along with BA analysis. These are all the different presentation tools what you have, okay, through which the business users or the report developers can have the option of talking directly onto this particular HANA database, and only to this particular tools in the IT industry, the connectivity in the form of either ODBC or JDBC has been provided to this particular HANA, not to any other tools. Okay, so when we get on to this particular tool, when we get onto this particular tool, see here, we go to the programs. Within the programs, you are having SAP BA4, and then you have this client tools. What are the tools you are talking about here? You are having something like Web Intelligence. Rich Client is one tool that we can use, okay, for the purpose of creating the reports. Okay, we can have the option of creating this dashboards for Archana. This particular dashboards, in the case of earlier version, is called as Excel CS. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I can have the option of using Crystal Reports as the reporting tool. I can have the option of using Crystal Reports 2011 as the reporting tool. Okay. Even I can have the option of course it is not there here, but I can have the option of using business objects. SAP Visual Intelligence can be used for the purpose of creating this analytical insights basically. These are all the reporting tools what I can use, okay, for the purpose of interacting with respect to your SAP HANA database basically. These are all the presentation tools which can be hosted on your application layer. It is which can be hosted on your application layer for the purpose of working like this. Presentation layer, application layer, and the database layer. Okay, for all these things to happen, what is the core part here? Is it the presentation layer is important, or the application layer or the database layer is important? It is the application layer, okay, that is going to be very much important for us, okay, that is going to bind the presentation layer along with this database layer here. That is going to bind both this presentation layer along with this database layer in this particular case. Okay, and within this particular presentation layer, what is very much important is the universe is very much important. The universe is very much important. How this universe is very important here is that if you don't have the universe here, what cannot happen is that your business queries cannot be converted into the SQL queries or MDX queries, and you will not be able to talk onto this particular HANA database. That's why the universe is important here. The universe in the case of business objects can be created with the help of two types of tools. The first type of tool what we talk about is nothing but your IDT tool. The IDT is nothing but your information design tool. Information design tool, and you're going to have one more tool. The tool is nothing but your UDT, okay, which is nothing but your universe design tool. Universe design tool. Okay, these are the two tools what we can use for the purpose of making a connection with respect to your database for the purpose of creating the universes here. Let me tell you, the UDT is something which is there in the previous versions of business objects, and for the sake of completion only, it has been introduced in business objects 4.0. Okay, but the IDT tool is something like your what we can say, your new tool. Okay, that is used for the purpose of creating these universes. Okay, once these universes are created, you can have the option of using them in your business objects for the purpose of creating the different types of reports through these particular flavors. Either it is Web Intelligence Rich Client or Crystal Reports or Excel CS or those things only. We'll be seeing them in this particular curriculum basically. Okay, so what we need to do is that tomorrow we need to use this particular universe in the form of your IDT or UDT for the purpose of making a connection. To your SQL Server database, your HANA database, okay, and then see how this particular universe is going to be created. Once the universe is created, what are all the different aspects of your web intelligence what we need to work on, okay, those particular aspects you'll be seeing tomorrow. This is the flow that you need to understand especially when you're trying to get the things into your application layer here. In this case. Is this clear to you, Shyam?
Yes.
Achna?
Yeah, Ravi, it's clear. And one more thing, in this modeling part, I guess analytic privileges is not taken, right?
It will be taken. It will be taken as a process of your row level security. See, the moment once we are trying to talk about your admin aspects, administrator related aspects, with respect to your row level security and column level security, that is the place where I cover all these particular security issues across the entire integration layer. One in the form of HANA and second in the form of the application layer. Those things will be covered. Archana, please don't worry on that.
Okay, so I mean, is the HANA part nearly complete now, or?
HANA modeling is more or less completed. Okay, HANA modeling is more or less completed. Now, what we need to do in particular HANA is that particular part we need to see. SLT provisioning we need to see.
Okay.
The SLT provisioning, the admin part, and that particular security we need to see in that one basically. That particular part.
Okay, and will you be showing the other way of creating the calculation view also? I mean, these are the graphical one, right? Will you show the other one, or?
I will show. I have to show.
Okay.
So Ravi, also we need to talk about the SED type 2 and 3. We only talked about type.
We need to talk, we need to take up some time. Where is the time? We need to take some time and then we need to talk.
Yeah.
And one thing, you people, you can't join. See, one thing we'll do. See, as I was telling you every time, okay, the metric, okay, that gauges us whether we are going and what are leftovers or what are pendings is the sheet what I have shared you initially. Okay, I still go by that particular sheet only. Okay, what are the things what I have committed? Okay, I need to complete them at any point of time. It is the matter of time that we need to take for completion, and I'll be completing.
That is very good point you said, Ravi. A lot of people just ignore the initial syllabus and they just leave us high and dry. But thank you for sticking to your word and making sure that we are covering every topic. That's really good.
See, one thing is that it is really a great effort and great appreciation that you people have counted on me that I can deliver something on this particular integrated architecture. Okay, so I should not set down the expectations, right? So it is my responsibility to cover them at any point. See, the only point where will be having some challenges is the 2 months what I have told you. Okay, it might be extended to another 1 week or another 10 days. Okay, but I'll give you everything what is required to make sure that things are on the track. Yeah,
nobody's going to complain if you want to teach us more or spend more time. That I don't think there is anybody in the class who would object to that. But you never know. So in the architecture that you have it up here on the application layer, that's the business objects, right? Your
application layer is a business objects. So if you see this particular part, somewhere I was telling you, right? This is the layer. See, when we choose any other database which is other than HANA, what happens is that this is the way that approaches, which is nothing but your calculation approach. Calculations is being performed at the application layer, but since we are going to use HANA, what is going to happen is that application layer doesn't process anything. There won't be any burden on that application layer. The burden where you are going to use nothing but your database layer, and that is the place where HANA is going to take the effort here in this case. Okay. Is clear, right? What is the difference between your traditional approach and the future approach? What we are planning here, basically. That particular part. HANA is this way, but because no processing is being done in the application layer, and the application layer is supposed to give your data as it is the moment once it has been retrieved from your database. But in the case of the application layer, it takes a different route altogether in this case. Okay. Clear, right? Hello?
Yeah, Ravi, yeah, I'm clear.
Yeah, Ravi, it's clear.
Yeah. So what we do is we start with the application layer tomorrow. How are we going to create this particular layer with the help of your universe and all? We'll start seeing tomorrow, and based on that one, once your universe is created, then we'll start working with this web intelligence to make sure that how your queries and reports are being generated with the help of this one. Okay, like that will follow. Okay, with the help of this business objects. And one more thing, we need to have one class where we need to review the concepts of BODS once again. You were talking about, right, SCD type 2, type 3 and all. Okay, that particular part we'll review. Otherwise, you are seeing my screen, right? If you want to review some of the things, I can share you some of the sessions, okay, that are going in the morning 5 o'clock, these sessions. There is CDC2 and continue and all these things are going. In case if you want to have some reference before you come on to the class, okay, I'll share this particular recordings to you in case if you can listen them. Otherwise, you know, we need to take some point and then we need to learn them also at some point. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please share those videos, Ravi.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
And also last night class, I don't have the recording, so I'm not going to leave you. Get that recording.
So Archana, you are on the Skype, right?
Yeah, I'm on the Skype.
Please be on the Skype. You come rarely on Skype, right?
Oh yeah.
I never used Skype before this class, Ravi. This is the first time I created an ID.
Oh, that's strange. You don't talk to people in India?
I just call on phone. I mean, my parents don't know how to operate a computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ravi, you can send it to me also.
Yeah, it was not sent it to you. Okay. Forgot, sir.
Okay, Ravi, I'll just end the meeting.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
దీన్ని కొంచెం ఈ వీకెండ్ కొంచెం వర్కౌట్ చేసి మనం అట్లీస్ట్ బై వాట్ యూ కెన్ సే వీ కెన్ హ్యావ్ సంథింగ్ బై నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ కదండి దట్ కమ్స్ ఇన్ టు ఆపరేషన్.
Yes. ఈ వీకెండ్ మనము లెట్స్ ట్రై టు పుట్ దట్ యాడ్. తెలుస్తుంది కదా మనకి రెస్పాన్స్ అలా ఎలా ఉంది. కాకపోతే వీ నీడ్ టు బి రెడీ టు టేక్ ద కాల్స్ అండ్ ఎందుకంటే కాల్ చేసినప్పుడు సో దట్ విల్ బి కీ. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు జాయిన్ కావడం మన ఫస్ట్
ఇంప్రెషన్
మీద. సో మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం ఏం మాట్లాడతాము అనేది. We will talk and
okay, sure. తప్పకుండా చేద్దాం.
అండ్ ఇది బిఓ వెబింటి
అది ఇదేనండి ఇవాళ ఇప్పుడు చెప్పింది అది.
ఓకే, అది ఎస్సిడి కూడా పెట్టండి నాకు.
పెడతానండి. కొంచెం టైం ఇస్తారు నాకు, నేను చూసి నేను మీకు పెడతాను లేకపోతే.
షూర్ ఓకే. నిన్నటిది అయితే మీరు డేటెడ్ షార్ట్ చేస్తే ఉంటుంది కదండి, నిన్నటిది 3/6 మ్యాప్ అప్డేట్ నిన్నటిది అది
కాదు నేను అది ఇది బీఓడి ఇస్తుంది.
ఓకే. SCD2 అది పెట్టండి, SCD2.
మీరు ఎప్పుడు చూసుకుంటాను టైం ఉంటుంది, నేను నాతో మాట్లాడటానికి టైం ఉండట్లేదు.
అనుకుంటున్నారండి, నేను వెళ్ళి రివ్యూ చేసి మళ్ళీ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాను మిమ్మల్ని, చూడండి. వదిలేసే అంత కష్టపడడం నాకు ప్రాబ్లం కాదండి, తెలివిగా పనిచేయడం నేర్చుకోలేదు ఇప్పటి వరకు. ఐఎమ్ ఏ హార్డ్ వర్కర్ బట్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏ స్మార్ట్ వర్కర్. Because at this age I shouldn't be even doing this. Somebody else should be doing this and I should be making money.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. Not everybody can. ఎప్పుడన్నా మళ్ళీ ఒక 1-2 weeks లో మనకు టైం ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒకసారి డంప్ చేసేయండి మొత్తం నాకు వీడియోస్, నేను అప్పుడు మనకు టైం ఉన్నప్పుడు.
అది బెటర్లేండి, అది చేస్తాను. అది ఇది ఒకసారి 3/6 నేను చూసి 3/6 వచ్చింది అనుకుంటే, 3/6 ఇది అన్న ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఇదేనా?
అదే అడిగినాను, కాదన్నారు మీరు, కానీ పెట్టేయండి అది కూడా నిన్నట్టే. అది
ఇది నిన్నటిది వాళ్ళది అనుకుంటా, రెండో అన్న బ్యాచ్ అనుకుంటా, చూస్తాను నేను ఒకసారి.
ఎందుకంటే మనం చేసాం కదా నిన్న.
ఇంకేంటి సార్ ఇంక సంగతులు?
ఇంకేముందండి, జస్ట్ ఇంకా ప్రస్తుతానికైతే హెల్త్ కూడా కొంచెం పాడైపోయింది సార్ ఈ మధ్య, వర్క్ ఇంకా నిద్ర లేక కొంచెం. సో ఇది ఎలాగో ఇది మార్చ్ ఎండ్కి ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. సో కొంచెం ఐ నీడ్ టు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ఆన్ పర్సనల్ లైఫ్ ఆల్సో. చాలా మిగిలిపోయాయి, చాలా ఏది మన రొటీన్ టాస్క్ ఉంటాయి కదా, అవన్నీ పోస్ట్పోన్ చేస్తూ వచ్చాను. ఇంకా ట్యాక్సెస్ అంటే ఏమి అన్ని, ఇంకా ఇంట్లో ఒక పని ఉంది, ఇంకా ఇండియాలో చాలా ఉన్న ఇష్యూస్. ఇండియాకి ఒక ట్రిప్ ప్లాన్ చేయాలా, 7 ఏళ్ళు అవుతుందండి.
అయ్యో.
సో అంటే లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ మా అమ్మ వాళ్ళు వచ్చారండి, ఫస్ట్ టైం వచ్చారు వాళ్ళు. సో ఇంకా అంటే వాళ్ళు వచ్చి 1 year అవుతుంది. సో ఈ ఇయర్ ప్లాన్ చేయాలండి, అదొకటి ప్లాన్ చేయాలి. సో అది ఓకే అండి, దెన్ ఐ విల్ క్యాచ్ అప్ విత్ యూ.
షూర్ అండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. బాయ్.